So I would like to show a little bit from another clip because they are the two most important things in bringing up, and that's leading. No? So there are moments where we just must follow, like I explained, but there are also moments a child must learn to do what must be done. And some parents, young parents, don't give enough leading anymore. They think, does she want, does she not? But in a way you must lead your baby and to train her how to cooperate and how to follow your lead and giving step by step, we call it detailed guidance. Here the bigger brother who is coming. Here is Anton, he's the big brother, and he gets the idea that he would like to feed his baby brother. And Mama immediately goes to structure that moment. When Mama doesn't give structure, then the child doesn't learn a behavior model around this structured situation. I always make a joke, the Germans of course can do that very well. And look, the Mama is so good in structuring in a positive way. Mama tells him every moment what he can do. She doesn't wait until he goes on the wrong side and corrects him then, but she says, you can stand here. And he is doing that, and Mama say, okay. Mama divides the roles. She says, I keep the plate. You can take the spoon. Do you understand how important it is? That when he learns that every time he knows, my Mama is the leading in situations who are structured. When he's doing what she says, he gives a small confirmation, good. And look, now he goes to feed the little baby brother because he showed interest. When they show interest to do something, don't wait until they do the wrong things because you must correct them the whole time and they get a negative experience. I don't manage with my brother, but do like this Mama so beautifully. So they are just normal German families. We film and I look, what are they doing and how does it support the development of the child? Okay, we end this little clip. This is also so beautiful. In the moment that the baby tries to go to the plate, immediately Mama takes the leading. You don't need to help. Anton feeds you. You understand the importance? When she does not lead, the children get a fight with each other. I always see when parents don't lead, the children go to fight. But this Mama knows, oh, Mama say, you don't need to help. Anton feeds you and everything is clear again. And this I always say should be so good when you learn that. He is trying something, something goes wrong and Mama say, wappa. We also say much more wappa. To relax, because we know in the brain you must be in a state of mind to be attentive and relaxed at the same moment, to be able to find solutions in difficult situations. We all know that when you get too stressed, you don't find the solution. When you are relaxed, you think, it's just there. And so I think wappa is so beautiful from this Mama. When Mama should have here, because it went wrong, Mama should have punished him by saying, do you see, be careful and look what a mess it gets when you put so much on the spoon. He only gets the information, I'm not good enough, I didn't manage what I tried to do, so you get a little bit more. And even adults have that correction still in their head. Corrections instead of encouragement. Mama gives him a model, just relax when something goes wrong. Try again. And look here. And look. And we all have seen that he does do a little bit too much on the spoon. Mama did not correct in that moment, but has it in the back of her mind. And she thinks, I go to inform him. Instead of correction, information. Look. Mama said, that's a big spoon for a little mouth. And he studies, he thinks, oh, must the spoon fit to the mouth? So he learns something, but Mama only should say, not so much on the spoon. He doesn't know why, and he only thinks, my Mama thinks I didn't do it well. But Mama is clever. She brings information instead of correction in the moment. And look how beautiful that works out. Oh, then he must open his mouth very wide. And look, he puts a little bit back. And he says a little. Huh? And he opens his mouth. And Mama says, super, you have done that very well. And now look, there comes again a little stress moment, and the child gets a model how to deal with stress. And he shall benefit from that his whole life, to have models in his head. When stress comes, you can do wappa, but also look this. Look, he is doing it again, taking care that it's not too hot. Look how beautiful. The baby wants to help. It's too close, the plate, we know, never that too close. So the baby starts and Mama says, oh. And also again, that's a training. My parents gave me a model how to deal with stress. And so I always say in the audience to the women, I say, who doesn't want to marry later such a husband with such a face? Like this boy. Something goes wrong. And it's already a start of all kinds of skills you must have developed to run later a family life, to be parents, to be partners. So I always make a big link. What do you learn here? And where you use it in your daily life. And because I studied so long, I know exactly, when children learn it like this, and I follow these children, that develops like that. And then you have so much information for daily life, how to support development.
That's fascinating. You can learn so much from a single moment that may only be a few seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would like to show you still something. It's all parts of my new production for parents to be and parents for children up to 1 year old. And I made a production where I showed these clips, what I showed now. I have many more clips, how children develop language, how children develop self-confidence, how they develop empathy, how do they develop solution models, all these examples I've made from all kinds of different families. And that is, I call the golden gift, because I think parents do not realize what a golden gift they give to the child. Like we have seen the child who learns a behavior model, or a child who is supported to develop empathy, she shall benefit from it her whole life. Because she has learned to look into the life of another person. Instead of always, I want and I need, but the mama make it possible that she's trained per day, I don't know how many moments, to know, hey, what's going on in my baby sister? I think my mother with all these children was very good in linking up. So it's very good to highlight, and also people who work in daycare, when there is a new child, to say something about the child. Oh, look, Hendrik, he came, and look, Hendrik is also very interested in cars. Everybody think, oh, that's Hendrik. So helping children to learn to know each other, it could be highlighting things a child shows, but the other child does not take in immediately. We call that linking up. We do it now with the refugee children, all these refugee children, how to help them to integrate in the daycare systems. Not to have a whole time questions, but just to name what they look at, what they're playing with. I always say broom broom is an international language. Yeah. But I shall show you one thing more, what's a part, and there are many clips and explanations. And that is about how children learn to recognize their own feelings and develop words with it. Look here, the papa. The baby sees her bigger sister, Ella, who is 6, and the papa helps her to have an orientation on it. She said, there is the Ella, oh, Ella is coming. Like you should say to your baby, oh, look, there is Papa, Papa is coming. So you can also use it to link up to children in your family. She enjoys it, yes. And Papa gives her the word, enjoy. You enjoy it, that she is coming. So what the child learns, when this feeling is going on in my body, I can express it with I enjoy it. Yeah. How beautiful is that for all the emotional communication for our whole life. that when you can express your feelings, what's going on inside, you are not so alone in the world.
Fantastic. Look, thank you so much for showing us some practical examples and giving us a bit of a taste of what Marte Meo is like.
So people, this was very short interview, just to give you an impression about Marte Meo. But when people have afterwards questions about this, Storypark has an idea to take care that the most asked questions, I go to answer these questions in podcasts. So I think about 6 questions, what are mostly asked. I go to answer these questions in a podcast. So I hope for your reactions.
Thanks for watching, and like Maria just said, if you have any questions for her, then leave a comment and we'll get her to answer as many questions as she can.